probably the best setup. Just have clip-on mics. I think it
Exactly.
sucks is there's only two, and I want to get more people so we could do it.
Yeah. Not the worst thing to have to like hold it. It's just like you run a risk of someone fucking it up. Like if you're passing it around.
No, I'm saying I like doing shows with like three people.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to 2v1 someone. So,
They go like
but
3-way.
I was thinking maybe we could do like a Zoom episode and try and get Phil on after next
Yeah,
week.
where does Phil live? Like Vaughn?
Yeah.
Years
Well,
away.
it's just the mic. That's the only reason why I don't do three people. I'd love to get another set, and then I could just put it in someone else's phone, and we don't even need it as a camera. But I don't know. We're not there yet. But fuck it. We can jump into it if you want.
Yeah, so what are we doing? Just gonna talk about what the fucking
Talk
divisional
about
round or
Super
wild
Wild
card
Card
round as well?
weekend.
What
Kind
was
of
Super Wild Card again?
got Chargers Texans. Like I'll like narrate into it. Chargers Texans Steelers Ravens
Wait, but
Broncos Bills Eagles Packers
oh yeah,
Commanders
I'm
Bucks
tripping.
Rams
Never
Vikings.
mind, I'm fucking tripping.
And then like a quick preview. Just kind of like say the most trolly shit
Random
ever.
bullshit. Yeah, just like stuff that like has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Josh
Stuff
Allen's
that will get people pissed.
Josh Allen's ugly and fucked. Haley Steinfeld's 0 for
I don't
3.
like his long hair, I'll be honest. It looks like shit
No.
on
They're gonna lose to the Ravens.
him. I know. I'm so excited. Okay. Hey gang, welcome back to another football show. Today is Tuesday, January 14th. It's 10:40. You guys are probably wondering where we've been for a while. We actually had an episode in the vault and then Phil forgot to upload it where we addressed everything. So we're going to ignore the disappearance and just continue moving forward. Today we're with
Smart.
returning guest Liam Boatsmith, friend of the program.
Hey.
And we're gonna do a little breakdown of Super Wildcard Weekend. It is in the books. We'll start with Chargers Texans 32-12. Texans W as an underdog.
I didn't pick them.
I drank the Kool-Aid for the Chargers. They were -3 favorite on the road. Jim Harbaugh in the playoffs like it. Justin Herbert was playing really well up until that point. He finished the game with 242 yards and 4 interceptions.
Hell.
Thoughts?
Justin, oh man, he sold me. I thought the Chargers were definitely gonna win because the Texans. I feel like I got caught up in the fact that like the Texans had a super disappointing season and everyone thought they were gonna be really good and then they were just kind of mid and they won that crap division. And so I was like, no chance they win. And then Justin Herbert choked super hard, which is kind of becoming a theme
in the playoffs. Yeah,
people are getting on Justin Herbert. I don't know. I still think he's pretty good, but he definitely sold.
Yeah, he might be out of the top 5 QB conversation now. A lot of angry fans. Ladd McConkey, though, dog, 197 yards.
Goat.
Rookie receiving record in the playoffs.
It was the only highlight of the game for the Chargers was their one deep shot.
Yeah.
Ladd. And then the rest of the game was just picks on every drive. J.K. Dobbins couldn't get it going.
Yeah, it was amazing to see because the Texans defense was just lights out, which is what they needed to do to win that game. Derek Stingley, absolute problem. Overall, yeah, the defense was just unreal. They swarmed Justin Herbert. They had him moving around. Herbert just looked shaken up everywhere. I mean, he threw 4 interceptions. So yeah, Texans did everything they needed to do to win that game, and just embarrassing for the Chargers.
I feel like his picks weren't even that like.
Some of them were tipped off. There was one tipped off Will Dissly, which.
But even like I feel like they were definitely getting pressure on him. But like the picks, it wasn't like they're like dragging him to the ground and he's throwing it away. It was a lot of like he just missed throws and like missed reads.
Yeah.
Like his throw to what was the one before that got it went through Ladd's hands where he like had to jump up. That was a pretty easy throw. He just overthrew him. And I mean, like, I guess he got his hands on it, but still, he throws the ball so hard that, like, if he's whipping it, like, way over your head and you have to jump to catch it, it's a tough catch.
Interesting. CJ Stroud and Dak Prescott have the same amount of playoff wins with 2. Dak Prescott has been in the league for 9 years. This is year 2 for CJ Stroud.
What do you make of that? I mean, yeah, Dak Prescott sucks. The Cowboys will never be America's team. I think they're in the dirt. They fired Mike McCarthy yesterday, didn't
Yeah.
they, as well? That's probably a good idea. Mike McCarthy, I don't
Yeah.
think is a great coach in the modern NFL. He's kind of like, when I think of Mike McCarthy, I still just think of like 2012 Green Bay. That's how
Yeah.
much he hasn't done in the last decade.
Well, they might be making room for Dion now.
No, doesn't Dion want to go to the Raiders?
I don't know.
I feel like Dion,
Jerry, like entertained. I was like, oh yeah, we should try and set up an interview.
of course, Jerry entertained it. Jerry's a
So
clown show. But I think Dion, I'm pretty sure, said he'll go to the NFL only if he gets to coach both his boys.
Yeah.
And then he put an emphasis on both because
everyone's like Shiloh.
no one wants Shiloh. He's like low-key 26. He's been in college for 9 years.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Dion in the NFL for a while, but especially with they got the QB1 now in Colorado.
Julian Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch high school ball, but he was like I think he's a 5-star, so he'll probably be nice. And Dion, I just saw a video of Dion setting his new ground rules for his team.
What is it?
It was just like a bunch of like similar stuff to like what he said last year. It's like sit at the front of class, never miss a class. It was like, but now it's like seniors. If you like miss a class or fail, you get like your salary pulled or whatever. Because now they're all just like on payroll.
Yeah.
So he's just like, you get your salary pulled if you get like a D or an F or something. But I think if what's his name? If Shador goes to the Raiders,
It's looking like the Raiders or Browns.
I think there's a chance that Dion follows them. Because I also think I saw a rumor that
Antonio Pierce is gone.
Tom Brady was trying to get him involved.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be
Which
interesting.
Is also weird. How can Tom Brady have a stake in the Raiders and also be a commentator?
Yeah, they're gonna. I saw people saying on Twitter that they're gonna try and get Fox to fire him because it's not fair.
He also sucks.
Yeah, he's not the best. He's better than Tony Romo.
No, he's not,
Tony
man.
Romo's
Are you
worst.
kidding me?
Like, yeah.
Tony Romo's the best.
Tony Romo says the most obvious shit. And
no, he doesn't.
All he did was predict one play, and everyone got on their knees.
He predicts like a million.
No. He says the most obvious shit. He's really bad. His voice sucks. He's terrible.
Tony Romo's great. I saw, Tom Brady tried to do the Tony Romo
I like Chris
thing.
Collinsworth way more than Tony Romo.
Yeah, Chris Collinsworth's good. But Brady tried to do the Romo prediction like 2 days. I forget what game it was. I think it might have been what game was he commentating? The Eagles game.
He did the Eagles Packers.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, it's got to be a run here, and then they threw, and he was just like, oh,
yeah, that's play calling, baby.
Like, you're not Tony, bro. But we just got way off topic.
Yeah, so everything went wrong for the Chargers in the first half. The Texans were up 10-6. Or no, 6-0 at half. No, maybe 10-6.
I'm not sure.
But it just seemed like all the Chargers were picking up some steam going into playoffs, and then as soon as the game starts, Justin Herbert fumbles the ball. Nobody can land on it. Chargers fell apart.
Yeah, they collapsed. I also saw a thing that they're like, now in the last 2 playoff games, they've been outscored like, I forget the exact number. It's like 42-6 or something in the second half. Because remember, was that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago when they went up, to
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. So Justin Herbert's officially getting into the. I'm not gonna hate on him too hard yet, but I feel like
social media quarterback.
If they make the playoffs next year, and he does anything short of like ball out, he's gonna start getting that like choker tag. Can't get it done in the playoffs. Dak Prescott.
So where would you rank him?
Or right now in the top 10 quarterbacks? I still think like if I was starting a team, maybe not even starting a team, but like quarterbacks I would want on my team going into next year, I think I'd still have him probably
he's
like 5 to 7.
My list, to be honest.
I think I'd have him 5 to. The top 4 is obvious. Like, it's Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, and Burrow. If you have anyone else in your top, not necessarily that order, but if you have anyone else in your top 4, you're tripping.
That 5th spot, can be handed to.
It's up for grabs.
Yeah, it's up
he could have taken it if he like crushed CJ. Like,
I'm gonna double down
on the Texans,
and I'm buying his stock for next year.
Okay, place the bet.
Like MVP.
MVP.
No, like He gets a lot of shade for like not being able to play in big moments, but like he is phenomenal and he's not working with a whole
Super
lot.
good.
Also, offensive coordinator Greg Roman, who was Lamar's offensive coordinator when Lamar struggled in the playoffs. A little bit of a correlation there.
Yeah, so I don't believe in
the blame's not necessarily always on the quarterbacks. I mean, Greg Roman is so bad at play calling.
I don't believe in coincidence.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert, I think, does have to prove himself next year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind I
don't
even think that the Chargers weren't supposed to be that good this year. So it's like good that he got to it's like the LeBron in the finals thing. Like LeBron lost 8 finals, but it's like, should he even have made 8 finals? Like, kudos to him for making the finals. He's still not the GOAT. I don't like LeBron, but Justin Herbert, I think, like, definitely elevated them this year. It just so happens that he played his worst game of the season in the playoffs, and now it's kind of a theme. So now
you lost to a banged up Texans team with none of their wide receivers, except Nico
big
Collins.
handsome Herb might be cooked if he sucks in the playoffs next year.
He threw more interceptions in that game than his entire regular season.
Really? He threw less than 4 picks this season?
Yeah.
That's nuts. I didn't know that. I mean, that's nuts, but it's like nuts both ways.
Yeah.
It's like kudos to him. And also, what are you doing?
Well, there's the thing, right? Like, you want your quarterback to throw interceptions, actually. Because you got to, grease up the wheels.
Right, exactly.
So how many interceptions would you want your team quarterback to throw, in the regular season? You got to get warmed up for playoffs.
Yeah,
all the
and you
bad shit out of the way, so we're like dialed the fuck in.
You also want to know how they deal with that and how they perform under pressure, right? Because you want to know when your QB throws 2 picks in the first half, are they coming out and folding in the second?
Yeah,
or are they elevating? That's real. I think a perfect number for a first half or for a regular season picks is probably in that 7 to 10 range.
Yeah,
you chucked a couple to the other team, but you still weren't like, it's not too dangerous. Yeah. You're not going 9 and 8, but like you were definitely throwing the ball up for grabs sometimes.
So if a quarterback were to say throw 18 picks, like, you think they would be horrible?
I feel like you're setting me up for something. I feel like Mahomes threw 18 picks or something. But
no, Josh Allen.
No, not horrible. Year. Oh, definitely bad. Definitely bad. 18 picks is unacceptable, to be honest. I don't think you can be considered a franchise guy and throw 18 picks.
You can't win.
This is a theoretical. I don't know any quarterbacks who have thrown 18 picks, but if you are, I would say you definitely are disqualified from big time awards like MVP and whatnot. Like, I think 18 picks is reserved for those like Fitzpatrick type of guys.
Mm-hmm. If you throw 18 picks and still have 40 touchdowns, it's not that impressive.
Still not that.
You're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Exactly. It's like 10 touchdowns and 5 picks, same ratio.
Yeah.
2 to 1, basically.
Did you see?
So that's not ideal.
Joe Mixon smoking on that Rex Ryan pack?
No. Wait.
Rex Ryan.
I think I kind of did see that.
He's like on TV and he's like, "Oh, the Chargers have a bye week as well because they're playing the Texans." And then Joe Mixon just in the locker room just lights up a big cigar and just like, "I'm on that Rex Ryan pack, baby!" Like on IG.
Who was on live? Yeah. Was it Mixon on live?
Yeah, I thought that was so funny. But Rex Ryan just needs to shut up.
Yeah, Rex Ryan's huge, bro.
He's talking a little too much for himself. We'll go to Steelers-Ravens. Phenomenal game. 28-14 Ravens. Lamar and D. Henny masterclass.
Yeah, they cooked.
They played.
That game,
it was fuck you football.
I feel like everyone would have thought it would be closer because just Division,
Steelers, they know each other best.
Steelers beat them earlier this year. Like they split this year, right? 1-1.
They split this year, yeah.
And I guess 2-1 now.
The 2-1, the game that the Ravens won was Lamar's first time playing the Steelers at home.
Okay.
So there's definitely a little something there. He's been in the league for like 7 years.
Yeah. And now it's, can the Steelers beat Lamar at home?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they can.
Probably
they're
not.
0-2.
They're 0-2. So. And the game was close, but it never really felt that close. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, it wasn't close, but it was like, it definitely went down.
You felt pressure. It's a 2-score game for most of the game. Mm-hmm. So being up 2 is like probably the worst lead you could have.
Because, hear me out, when you're up 2, if the other team scores, then you're up 1. And that's kind of spooky being up 1. Because then if they score again, you're tied. And they could go for 2 with the momentum and even win the game. But it was an absolute domination on the ground. It was
Huge ground
man.
game.
It was classic Derrick Henry. Just like every time he ran, it was like when he was like in his prime with the Titans. Every time he runs, even if he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, he just falls forward for like 4 yards. It's like when he's on that, I don't know what he does, probably steroids, but like it's impossible to stop him. He actually falls forward for 4 yards on every run.
They did 13 plays, 85-yard all run plays.
The opening drive, right?
Ending in a touchdown.
Nuts.
So, like, it didn't matter what the Steelers game prepped. Like you can't game plan to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar both on the ground. One of them's gonna have a great game. Both of them had phenomenal games. T.J. Watt fucking sucks.
I love T.J. Watt, but I did see that
he didn't record a single stat.
Tony Snell. He went on the Tony Snell stat line. 000.
He was in prison. He was locked up. Myles Garrett better?
I would say so. I mean, T.J. Watt is still a top 3 edge rusher in the NFL for sure. But Myles Garrett, I think, is clear. Myles Garrett's probably the best defensive player in the NFL.
The problem with the Steelers,
and he gave his jersey to that absolute bum on the Ravens.
Rosengarten, first of all, not a bum. He had him in
absolute
prison.
Absolute bum.
He had him in prison that game.
Dude, what a beta move by him.
To go up to
I know I'm a nobody.
Yeah, but nobody's a nobody.
I know I'm a nobody, but can I please get your jersey, Papa? And Myles Garrett was like, yeah, little bro, don't worry about it. Like, you ain't no nobody to me. He's like, twin. But I was like, bro, don't come over here with that whatever that word is, self-deprecating stuff. Like, that was a pity play. He was like, if I ask him normally, he's not going to give me his jersey. I need to come in here.
He's a rookie, though.
I need to come in here on some, like,
no,
I'm all sad stuff. Like, that was a beta move by him.
That's not beta. First of all, because him and he was blocking Myles Garrett. He's a rookie. He's becoming one of the best guards right now, actually.
Where did he go to college?
I don't know where he went to college, actually. But, no, T.J. Watt wasn't there. This is multiple times where the Steelers' defense does not show up in the playoffs. They invest way too much money in the defense. Like, nothing is going well for the Steelers. It's an 8-year playoff win drought. But we got Mike Tomlin, though.
I mean, they're above 500 every year.
But you haven't won a playoff.
They're kind of in they've been in no man's land for a while. They need to figure out the quarterback situation. That's really it. Like, their defense is fine. Like, they only gave up 28 points. I mean, like, yeah, you got smashed in the mouth.
But it's 21-0 at half.
I know, but, like, still, the defense was good all year. The Baltimore offense is super good. Like, I don't think the defense is the problem. George Pickens. But
you know that
George Pickens hates everyone on that team. I think they need to figure out the quarterback situation. Russ isn't a long-term solution. He's only going to get worse.
Well, they're never in a position to draft the quarterback.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So you either go full tank and rebuild.
Yeah,
but you can't because you're the Steelers.
Well,
and you have big pieces.
Tomlin's too good to tank, bro.
Well, okay. So is Mike Tomlin getting fired? Is it time to move on? Would they even do it?
I don't think you can. I feel like he means too much in the locker room.
Yeah.
I feel like the guys love him. Cam Hayward would have a fucking aneurysm if he got fired.
But is he a good coach, though?
Yeah, bro. Does
he hire the right personnel? I mean, Arthur Smith on the OC.
Maybe not. But I hate the narrative that Mike Tomlin isn't good. Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches ever.
Mediocre Mike.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say mighty Mike.
They lost 5 or 6 straight to end their season.
Yeah, because they had a hard schedule and they weren't supposed to be that good in the first place.
They're always 500. That means they're always supposed to be in the mix. They're always in the playoff mix.
The only reason they're like people expect them to be in the playoff mix and be good is because they have Mike Tomlin and he's never had a losing season.
So therefore, they always have a shot.
Yeah, because of him.
Yeah, but sometimes
sometimes
the marriage just doesn't work out. Like, it's not like one person or the other person's fault. It's just like it's ran its course, and if he went somewhere else, like
they should maybe start leaking news of a rift between Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh.
What do you mean?
Well, you get the Steelers media people to get on some burners, like Steelers Nation 1, and you got to start throwing out feelers like, I've heard Jim Harbaugh is really upset with the performance of Herbert, and he would never believed in him from the day he got here. Like, that's not his guy. he wants a Michigan man. Like, he's waiting for Bryce Underwood. And then Herbert's like, yo, wait, I'm not wanted here? Fine. And then Steelers swoop in. Steelers with Justin Herbert are 13-4 going to the AFC Championship. 100%.
Okay. That analogy would
that?
work if you picked a separate combination of a QB and coach. I think Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert fucking love each other.
I know. That's a
Jim
problem.
Harbaugh's like, yeah, this is like he told them like the first day he was
slaps
born.
his chest and stuff.
Yeah, Beast Herbert. Like,
yeah, but that's why you can't just be like, oh, they probably hate each other. You got to start causing it on social media.
Yeah, I don't know.
Justin Herbert caught getting close to Jim Harbaugh's wife.
I feel like that would work better with like Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni. They hate.
They hate each other.
You know,
they hate each other.
Did you see the George Pickens interview though?
I saw it. I forget what did he say again? He said like,
reporter asks him, "Have you seen any growth in the offense since you've been here?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Does that make you optimistic about moving forward?" He's like, nah."
He did the same. What did he do like 2 weeks ago? He said something similar to that. I forget.
About him and Russ being on disagreement.
Yeah. It was something about that.
Like, are you guys on the same page?
He was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Bro,
he's
super talented.
He's super talented. PR
he's
nightmare.
Super talented. That's all I'll say about him. Very talented guy.
There's nothing funnier than the most clean defense being played by a cornerback guarding GP14 and then George Pickens falling and just like going like, "Where's the flag?" and like freaking out off like the most non-contact play ever. I like him though, and he's really good. And he's so good. He went for like 70 or 80 yards against us. He was the only person that I was worried about because coming out of the half, they scored right away.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh shit, we're doomed." And then Derrick Henry runs one up the middle to bring the lead back again. That's why I was a little bit nervous in the second half because the Ravens' pass defense is so bad, and players like George Pickens can just kind of run down the field and go up for the ball, get it, and it's like, oh shit, like the Ravens' pass defense is the most like worrisome thing ever.
And he's a super good contested catch.
Yeah, he's really good. He's making himself a wide receiver one.
I've been thinking for a while. I would love for an NFL offense to just only take deep shots, see how it works out.
Like Madden.
Like if you have a really good, like why don't the Bengals with Chase and Higgins just get them both to run streaks every play, and just let Joe just throw it up?
The answer to that would probably be O-line.
Facts.
I don't think they can.
Okay, well then invest heavily in the O-line.
Yeah.
Have the two outside guys and just throw it up.
That's what the Bills should do. The Bills should just.
The Bills have no good receivers,
but they're underrated. But their O-line's so amazing that it'll give them the time.
Yeah, but you need the receivers that are going to consistently catch the contested balls. Like you need like Jamar Chase is going like at least 70-30 on contested balls for sure. T. Higgins is getting up there. He's got that like 6'4" wiry frame.
And you think the Bills wide receiver core is just so like lesser than the Bengals wide receiver core?
In terms of deep shots, I think the Bills have one of the better wide receiver cores in the NFL in terms of helping their quarterback and making him look good. I think the Bills have a very talented wide receiver core, but they just run like slants and underneath routes.
You think the Bengals wide receiver core is better than the Bills?
No. I think the Bills wide receiver core is better than the Bengals.
Hey, you got Kevin Durant, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
I think the Bengals quarterback is better. I trust his deep ball more.
I'd rather Joe Burrow than Josh Allen.
100%. And he's got that new home security.
Yeah.
Sick.
I just want a final note on the Steelers-Ravens. The last lead the Steelers had was December 8th.
Thoughts on that? That was 2 games ago when they won the game. Sick.
Not 2 games ago.
Was it not? What do you mean the last lead they had?
The last time they were winning a football game was December 8th. Besides
that, last year? Oh, I thought you meant against the Ravens.
No, in general. The last lead the Steelers have had.
I was confused.
They've been
I thought you meant last December. No. They haven't had a lead in a game in a month?
Yeah.
How many games have they played? 3?
3 or 4.
I mean, look. That's a tough stat. It's not ideal.
I feel like a stat hole.
But I feel like it is what it is. The Steelers weren't supposed to win that game. The only reason it was like
They
projected to be
were
close was because it's a divisional game and the Steelers play the Ravens close normally.
yeah. I mean,
But not when Lamar's at home. When Lamar's at home, he's a different beast against the Steelers.
Lamar
They can't tackle us.
What game was it? Lamar lost the game. It may have been against the Steelers, or it was the Browns, but or it could have been the Eagles.
This guy knows his team.
But I just remember the press interview because he was like, my mom cussed me out because I wasn't running enough. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Since his mom cussed him out, he's undefeated.
Okay. So,
Mama Jackson.
Ravens Super Bowl.
Honestly.
I actually kind of like that stat.
Yeah.
Since his mom cussed him out, undefeated, and they're blowing teams out.
Also, this game could have been the Steelers easily could have won this game. We didn't have Zay Flowers as well.
Yeah.
So
is Zay coming back for the? He's questionable, right?
Questionable.
I saw that.
If he's not here
that's
this
big.
week, he's there next week. We got to make it to next week.
Yeah, that's big because without him, that wide receiver
he has to
room
play.
Gets pretty shallow. We'll get to that later, though.
Well,
he does have to
Broncos Bills 31-7. Buffalo Bills. Buffalo.
Yeah, this was a nothing burger.
Josh played great. I got to give him the flowers. He was running. He was throwing. Really unreal. He exposed a very, very good Broncos defense. I thought the game was going to be a lot closer. Not at all. Ty Johnson's touchdown where he catches it with his knee on the ground. I don't know if you saw that. Got like reviewed a bunch of times. Unreal play.
I honestly turned the game off after it went to like 17-7 or something.
Yeah.
I had plus 7.5 Broncos in a parlay, and they had a sick first drive. I loved Troy Franklin coming out of Oregon. Caught that game.
That was the first rookie-to-rookie touchdown.
I know. That's kind of crazy, but not actually. At first, I thought it was crazy, but then I was like, low-key, it's not that crazy because rookie quarterbacks don't normally make the playoffs. But Troy Franklin, shout out to my guy. I don't know if he's being
friend of the program.
I don't know. I don't think he's been very good this season, but I loved him coming out of college. And that was a sick drive, and I was like, hell yeah, this plus 7.5 is looking good. Like, Bills are rattled. And then it went to like 17-7 pretty quickly, and then I would just turn it off, to be honest.
Yeah, the Broncos opened the game perfectly, and then
they didn't do
non-existent
anything.
since.
The rest of the game, they did nothing. They got like, Knicks got swarmed by the Bills D-line.
Yeah.
And there was just no one open down the field.
And then you have a chance to tie the game at half, and your kicker misses the field goal.
Yeah, he smoked that.
If he hits that, the momentum shifts.
Could be a different game.
Yeah, you come at the second half strong. But there was no stopping James Cook.
No, James Cook.
123 yards.
And the Broncos' defense is really good.
The only chance for the Broncos to win was if they could take down Josh, get through the O-line, but it's just too good of an O-line.
Yeah, and he snuck out a lot. No, the Bills played really well. It's going to be a great game next week with the Bills and the Ravens.
Broncos also had that fake punt. They executed it perfectly.
Yeah, but then they didn't score any points on the drive.
Yeah, so
it was like
there were good things, there were bad things.
Yeah.
I thought the bad part was in the second half, especially when you're down, like, let Bo Nix just fuck around. Just run out there, just go throw deep balls, just go rip it. Like be the underdog. Like, everyone knows that you're probably not going to win this game.
Yeah.
You're playing a very, very good Buffalo Bills team. You barely made the playoffs, and you're losing by a crap ton of points now. Why not just be like, hey, we're underdogs, let's go fucking throw anything
at least make it fun.
Yeah, it was
like you're like running like halfback screens down like 24 with like 12 minutes left. It's like run Hail Marys, Madden Hail Marys, all 4 crossers. No one get a back in the backfield to protect Nix. He can roll out right as he likes to do, and just tell him to chuck the ball.
No, I'm really disappointed in the way the Broncos played because that was just a tune-up game for the Bills.
Did you see the DeMar Hamlin interception?
With the celebration?
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin thought he picked him off, and what did he do? He ran all the way down the field to the Bills fans and jumped in the stands and threw the ball away, and then it got called back. And the announcers were going crazy, talking about it's so fitting that he got this interception. It's so great this year after everything he went through. And then they're ruling on the field is reversed.
Yeah, he was just having fun out there. But
He's a dog,
I've
though.
never seen someone get so much hate for surviving.
I know.
Like,
He's tied for their team lead in picks this year.
he actually has had a great year.
Yeah, he's been good, man.
Unreal. Mind you, the defense has been banged up, so like starters are like not playing.
In and out, yeah.
So, but yeah, like people legitimately are so pissed that he's alive that like anytime they see him do any sort of football move, they're like, "Fuck you, you suck."
He gets clowned for surviving.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I thought bro was dead.
Clone. I'm still in the clone theory.
Oh, you think? Okay.
Who was in that suite?
You know, no good answer, man. No good answer. Who started the fires in LA? I think it was the government.
I think it was probably Sam Darnold.
Didn't help him.
So people are saying you don't like DeMar Hamlin, though.
No. A lot of people said I love DeMar Hamlin. Big DeMar Hamlin fan.
Yeah.
Wish he got that pick. Just thought it was funny that he didn't. I want to see him succeed in life. It's great that it's a great story. And I think he is going to play well against the Ravens, and they're going to lose.
And then last thing I want to touch up on is, do you see Josh Allen yelling at the refs?
I didn't.
So there's a
I turned the game
call.
off after a while.
There's a missholding call. Josh Allen is absolute tantrum, crying on the field. Like, get this guy some tissues.
I did see that. That was in the first half, right?
Yeah.
It was like he was like scrambling, and it was, who was it? Was it Dawson Knox or Dalton Kincaid got like pulled down by Pat Surtain in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. It was definitely holding.
But so he addressed it in the interview after Baby got his bottle. He's like, the ref apologized to, or people thought the ref apologized to him on the sideline. Josh was like, no, that's not the case. The ref actually told me to stop yelling at him.
Okay, yeah, aura.
Aura?
The ref had aura.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
Josh Allen. No, bro. Like, a ref is not going to apologize to you for that BS, man. Like, you just threw a temper tantrum on the field. Yeah. Hey, shut your
yelling at us.
Hey, stop yelling at me. And then Josh is like, yes, sir. Good boy.
Like, that's what I'd do. Is that how Josh acts to everyone when they're not doing their job properly?
I think so. I might have to ask Miss Steinfeld and see if he's that rude at home.
Like, if I was like trying to put fries in a bag at McDonald's, like, is he yelling at me?
I think he's a big fries bag now guy.
Yeah. Like, it's not like, hey, oh my God, you're quarterback Josh Allen. Can I get a photo? It's fries bag now.
Fries bag. It's always fries bag now with people like him.
Yeah. Diva. People saying he's becoming a diva.
I did see that. I saw a lot of people saying in the media that it was something like Diggs clears, Stephon not the problem, Allen diva. Something like that. Because CJ Stroud has stayed grounded this year.
And arguably the Texans had a better win than the Bills.
I mean, I would say 100%. Certainly. And Stephon Diggs didn't even have to do anything.
I can't even lie. Diggs off the Bills, I like Diggs a lot more now.
I like him. I think he's going through that point in his career where he sucks, though. Like, well, I think
he got a clear season-ending injury.
No, I know,
but he was pretty good. I
think when he comes back,
season.
I don't know. I just don't trust it. I think it's one of those things. There's like, it seems like every year there's like a really good receiver who's like 32 who just loses it. Yeah, and I think Diggs is like 31 or 32 now.
His clock's expired,
and it's kind of like, you go to a different team. Yeah. You don't have the rapport with the quarterback off rip. Nico Collins is a dog. Like, I could see Diggs kind of turning into a tertiary weapon.
Well, they got Tank Dell. Like, they got a good room where anyone kind of.
They all got hurt this year, which was the problem.
Yeah, that's why I drank the Chargers Kool-Aid. I mean, how could you win against the Chargers? Got a great defense.
They do.
All right, we'll go to Eagles Packers 22-10 Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts looks horrible.
Yeah, what did he? I saw he. It was, what was it, in like the second and third or something? He didn't complete a pass in like 2 quarters.
Yeah, he's terrible. He legitimately is not. He's a game manager. He's not a quarterback.
He's like a young Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Before Lamar could throw.
Yeah, it was so
like low key. They just have like the power run game with Jalen Hurts and like Saquon. They need Saquon to just dominate. I don't know.
You can't just rely on Saquon, because if that's the case, then as a defense, we're gonna fill up that box. And it may not matter because Saquon's a freak athlete, and
What you
he's
gonna do?
we're gonna fill up the box so we can stop Saquon.
Yeah, stuff that box.
Stuff that muff.
Saquon's a great guy though, good player. But
He's elite.
Jalen, it's weird though. Like they have to throw. I think they have to throw it next week against
They're gonna be playing the Rams.
They're playing the Rams, which is I would say a favorable draw compared to. Actually, I don't know. I trust Matt Stafford in the playoffs, and their defense played really well yesterday. I don't know. They're definitely going to have to utilize the pass game more, and it's so weird because they have two great receivers on the outside.
Yeah,
AJ Brown reads books, so he's dialed.
He's reading a motivational book on the sideline. Is that what you want your wide receiver to be doing in game?
I'd rather him like smelling salt or something.
Like
really getting beat up.
There's a theory out there that he's reading the books on the sideline because he's trying to control his anger towards Jalen Hurts. Because a couple of weeks ago, it came out that apparently they're not boys anymore.
They crashed out on each other.
So that's to like calm him down. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see my wide receiver reading a motivational book on the sideline because to me it looks like he lost confidence.
I feel like but I don't mind if he loses confidence in other people. I don't think he lost confidence in himself. Well, he lost confidence in but I think it's more so he's pissed at the play call and the QB play.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to air it out. They're not going to be able to beat I don't think the Rams playing like that. The Rams' defense looked really good against Minnesota, albeit Sam Darnold just kind of looked rattled in his first playoff start. And it's weird because Jalen Hurts threw the ball so well 2 years ago.
Yeah, he went from being in a Super Bowl to
he played so well.
Bag now.
Yeah, he played so well in that Super Bowl. He's really handsome.
Okay,
such a good-looking guy.
I don't like the way his helmet's so massive on him. Like he looks like Mr. Potato Head, but like a bobblehead version.
Yeah, but helmet off, dude. Those eyes
with the chain. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
That crispy lineup. He's a great-looking guy, but
he looks like that UPS driver.
But a lot of people are saying now your quarterbacks don't have to be good-looking. Like back in the day, it was always like you got quarterback face, bro.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like you don't necessarily have to be that good looking. A lot of people are saying that is a way of the past, and that we shouldn't judge quarterbacks based on their looks anymore. To those people, I say, take a look at Joe Burrow. Great looking guy, very good quarterback. Patrick Mahomes kind of beats the allegations. He doesn't fit the mold. But
you say Lamar.
I think they're gonna have to throw the ball, and I don't know.
That comes down to play calling. It seemed like the play calling was an issue against the Packers. Like they could have ran up the score on them.
I think the play calling was an issue though, but I think it's because they don't trust Jalen Hurts to keep. Like I think they knew they could win that game playing super conservative, and they didn't want it to be like Jalen Hurts throws 2 picks, and now we can't run the ball, and we lose this game.
You can't be super conservative because this is a team that is one of the worst scoring in the first quarter teams. For the Eagles to be successful, it seems like they need to get off the quick starts. Obviously, the defense is fantastic.
Yeah.
One of, if not the best in the league. And that's kind of what made them win that game, it felt like, was that the defense just kind of locked up Jordan Love. And
he had nowhere to go.
Packers offense. But even like the Eagles offense, with the talent they have, it seems like it's still not enough. I mean, you have Jake Elliott missing extra points. Like that's a worry going forward.
That was bad.
Like, and it's not like that's the first time he's done it this season. He's missed multiple extra points and field goals. So if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm like, this is not the guy I want at the helm. Now you could say for Ravens fans, yeah, Justin Tucker, same thing. But if Justin Tucker's the only red flag about the offense, that's okay. I feel like with the Eagles offense, there's a couple red flags.
There's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they also they were getting great field position from their defense.
Yeah.
And they still only put up 22 points. They need to change the play calling. I think they need to try and
fire at least Kellen Moore. Should we push that narrative?
I think they need to at least establish some sort of a passing game at the beginning of the game so that you can't just load the box with 8 guys and just stuff Saquon. like even if your passing game is Saquon, like just running him out of the backfield and stuff, like they need to do some sort of thing to keep the defense honest. I think it comes down to whether or not they're going to trust Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And
Well, the
I think
Jalen
they
Hurts
have to.
classic is a scramble to the left, throw it out of bounds. So if we can avoid that and actually execute proper plays, the Eagles should be all right.
Yeah, I don't know. The Rams looked really good
Yeah,
against
but
the
could be some
Vikings.
inconsistencies there. Their defense is on and off.
Yeah, they played really well. Their line played really well. And I mean, Darnold was holding on to the ball way too long, but so does Jalen Hurts when they pass a lot of the time. He's not
But
like
that O line for the Eagles is fantastic. Like,
it is.
that guy has
But I'm pretty sure
all the time in the world.
the Vikings O line was really good this year as well. I thought.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was part of their success this year. Was their O line was good. But I don't know. I think
the injuries are starting to add up for the Eagles. Nakobe Dean most
yeah,
recently
no, Kobe Dean went
went
out.
down.
I don't know if he's going to be back. I didn't look at the injury
So
report.
it sucks to see, but they are a deep team. They got guys who can kind of just come in and play hard right away.
Well, they just draft the Georgia defense every year
Yeah.
from the go to Georgia years.
Yeah, they got Jalen Carter and Nakobe Dean in the same year.
And they got
Keely Ringo.
Yeah, Keely Ringo, the DB.
I mean, I'm super excited for next week. We got some crack on crack violence, white on white with Cooper DeJean and Cooper Kupp. They'll be on each other.
I didn't even think of that.
That's one for the white boys.
Yeah, that's a great
This
matchup
is
for
our
us.
Super Bowl.
That's a great matchup for us. This is. There was Riley Moss was also in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. That is. I wonder if they're gonna. No, they've been using DeJean. Has he been an outside guy? Has he been more of a
like
slot guy?
Sometimes. I haven't really seen.
They should match them up. That would be awesome just for the culture.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens.
I
like,
did feel like for Green Bay though, they have so many injuries. Like every single
Dobbs got injured, didn't
Dobbs
he?
hurt.
Dukes, whatever.
Christian Watson didn't even play that game.
Yeah.
Every wide receiver's banged up. It's not necessarily that the Packers are a bad team. It's just when it mattered most, people are banged up and they didn't live up to the hype.
I don't think Jordan Love was ready for the moment. I think Jordan Love's a good quarterback, but I don't think he was ready for the moment.
This is his second year fully starting?
Yeah.
Third?
I think second. I don't know.
Maybe even longer.
Whatever, we're casuals.
Yeah.
It's either second or third. But last year he was really good.
He showed glimpses of being good. I mean, he always throws off like the back foot, like he's taking like a fadeaway in basketball.
Yeah.
But
he's got the weird mechanics.
Yeah, when he executes, it looks amazing.
Looks great.
But when he's throwing those like ditzy interceptions, it's like, who the fuck?
He missed a number of balls in that game. That's like, if you want to be one of the upper echelon guys, you can't miss them. But I think it'll come with time. I actually think Jordan Love's really good.
Yeah.
I just think he got kind of overwhelmed, and they're like their last drive, he was bad. To say that he just missed like a couple of easy throws.
They could have. I needed him to throw one fucking passing touchdown for the last leg of the lay, and then he throws an interception in the 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
So
he missed like two, like pretty makeable throws and then threw the pick or something.
It seems like when he's down by a lot and he feels the pressure, he just gets a little out of control.
He gets uneasy.
Where he's like, "Fuck it, I hope this works out." And then 9 out of 10 times it never works out. And it sucks because you have good pieces around you. Tucker Kraft's solid. Josh Jacobs, stud.
Yeah.
I mean,
he had a great year.
I didn't think a lot of people expected him to have that great year coming away from the Raiders.
The Raiders, no.
I think people were like, well, if you're in the Raiders organization and you're a star player, of course you're going to get fed the ball. It'll be different when you're in Green Bay. But that seemed to be the opposite.
You know, he was super good this year.
He was the driving force.
But
he had a play where he's dragging a defender with him for like 5 yards.
He got bottled up, though.
Yeah, I think he finished with like 70-something yards, though. But when you're, I mean,
that's what it is.
Against the Eagles.
It's a good Eagles defense.
Yeah.
It's a good Eagles defense for sure. But that game, I don't know. That's like, I watched that game and I was just like so bored. It was a really boring game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
A lot of the game, like,
it was
a lot of the game sucked. There was blowouts and boring, like,
you can take the wild games out of Wild Card Weekend.
Yeah, 100%. There was one super sick game. Are you ready to move on from the Packers?
I'm gonna ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
3 questions. 1, would Jordan Love be struggling more without Matt LaFleur?
Yes. I think Matt LaFleur is a really good play caller.
Yeah, he's a fantastic.
I think LaFleur is good.
Um,
Love is good. I think Love is going to be in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the next, like, when we look back at it, like 10 years from now, he's going to be like one of the top 10 to 7 guys from this kind of
that fifth
generation.
Slowly.
Yeah, he's like a guy who's definitely 5 to 10 for
Like
me right now.
Him, Herbert, Stroud are like fighting.
Yeah, like he clears guys like Dak.
Yeah, he's past Dak,
clears
Tua,
Dak,
Tyler.
Clears Tua. Like
he's with he's with kind of like Goff in a way.
Yeah, he's in that.
He's in that 7 to 10
7 to 10 range. Yeah,
I actually think he's ahead of Jalen Hurts.
I don't know. I don't know. At this point, maybe. I want to see how Jalen Hurts does in his next playoff start.
Well, okay, that brings me to the next thing. There are rumors that Jalen Hurts played so bad that the Eagles might put him back in a concussion protocol.
Start who? Who's their back? Is it Kenny Pickett?
Tanner McKee, right?
I thought it was Kenny Pickett.
I think they benched him though because they put
after he like threw the ball into his own feet.
Or he might have got hurt. I think he may have got hurt.
Oh yeah, Tanner McKee's the guy that threw his first ever touchdown, and then AJ Brown like threw it in the stands or something.
Yeah, right? They got it back though.
No, they need Pretty Boy Jalen at the helm.
Kenny Pickett rib injury.
Jalen been there, done that, bro. He might turn up. Who knows?
So you don't think the Eagles should put him back in a concussion protocol?
Don't.
Like he played bad.
I don't.
That
think
was not
they
a
should put him in
good
concussion protocol. I don't think Tanner McKee's good. Where did he go? Like Stanford or something? He sounds like he went to Stanford.
And then last question is, what would you grade the Packers season?
Like compared to expectations coming in.
Expectations coming in.
The way they went out.
History in the organization, where we usually end up.
The way, we is crazy. What are you,
no.
Packers fan?
I meant like, I didn't mean it like that.
They, Packers. What'd they go? 10-7?
I think they won 11.
11-6. I would give it on a scale of 1 to 17, because that's how many games there are in an NFL season. I would say I'll give it like an 11. I think it was.
Give a letter grade. Letter grade.
Why? I just made my own thing.
Because no one knows how.
I just
told them your metrics.
I was going to explain.
This is made up on the Liam imaginary rating system.
A B-.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I think they had a good season. Like I would say there
were ups and downs.
I would say they ever so slightly overexceeded expectations. What did they go? 11-6.
11-6.
Like I would have pegged them as a 10-7 team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they slightly exceeded expectations, but I think they went out super sad in the playoffs. So that bumps them from like average or slightly above average season to slightly below average. Like I think a lot of Packers fans expected to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they would have wanted something to cheer about for those 3.5 hours of their lives, and they didn't get it. But I also think they're in a good spot going forward.
Good spot.
They have a good young receiving core.
They have the youngest team in the NFL.
And Jordan Love, like I said, I think is good. Matt LaFleur is young, also a handsome guy.
But you're used to winning Super Bowls as a Packers fan.
They're not. That's like a Packers fans wish they were used to winning Super Bowls.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers won 1 Super Bowl, bro. Most overrated quarterback in the history of the NFL
no chance.
Is Aaron immunized, whatever he said, Rodgers. This guy, he won 1 Super Bowl. He couldn't even get like 4 wins this season with the Jets. Garrett Wilson hates him. He's gonna get cut, and he's gonna be doing like full-time Joe Rogan interviews by this point next season.
No, he's done with the Darkness Retreats.
Well,
he made that abundantly clear.
He can still do the Joe Rogan interviews. Oh, the Darkness Retreats didn't work for me. Okay, bro, Packers fans, like, it's a historic franchise back in the day. In our life,
there's a little too much talent there to be a first-round knockout. That's fair.
In our lifetime, the Packers haven't been that good.
They constantly have made it past the first round.
No, they haven't.
Someone's going to clip it.
I feel like, they've made it past, since 2010. When did they win the Super Bowl? 2010? I feel like they've made it passed the first round maybe 3 times since then. Uh-oh.
Let's see their playoff history.
Bro, you're
They
a common Aaron Rodgers
2020
Blazer, bro.
conference championship, 2019 conference championship.
Yeah, they had 2 years there.
Back-to-back conference championships.
Yeah. For
so
what?
Yeah, you have like,
for what?
Man, we're 1 game away from being in the
for
bowl.
What?
Us being
they got lit up in
this
both those games.
This is the first time they've been knocked out of the wild card round in
5 years.
Almost 10 years.
6.
They've made it past the wild card round in all of them.
No, they haven't.
They
made the divisional in every year.
Division champs. They made it. No, I'm saying they made it past. Like they made it to the division in 2015. They made it to conference championship in 2014. 2013 bounced out in the wild card.
Yeah. So as I was saying, all that really matters is Super Bowls, bro.
But you have so much playoff success that being bounced out in the wild card round, you hate the team.
I guess, but I feel like they understand that it's a young team. Even
2 years ago, they were in the conference championship.
Yeah, but that was a completely different team. That was Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams.
Still, I mean, they have enough pieces where they should have made it to a division round.
I think they should be optimistic going forward with where they are. I think the Packers are in a good spot.
But you can still be disappointed.
Sure. If you're a Packers fan, comment down below. Are you disappointed with your season? Comment L for disappointment, W's for non-disappointment.
Commanders.
And share with your friends.
We got a Commanders Bucks 23-20. That was probably the best game.
This was by far the best game. I loved this game. It was sick. Baker was just bakering. Made a couple nice throws. Big old fumble to sell the game.
That
was tough. I love Baker. But
Baker had a top 5 statistical season.
That was not an ideal time for a fumble.
No, not at all.
Especially after, man, their defense had that huge goal line stand. What was the score at this point? 17-13, I think?
Yeah.
Right? I think it was 17-13 Bucks. Did the big goal line stand after Daniels and the boys were driving. They stopped them on 4th down, got the ball back, and then Baker just dropped the ball at it was like the 18-yard line, wasn't it? Like, it was super...
Yeah.
It was a tough look. And then they had another 4th down, like a 4th and 2, and they converted it to McLaurin in the end zone to score.
Things just kind of weren't going the Bucks' way. I'm fully convinced that the Commanders have dark magic on their side.
I think they do. They hadn't won a playoff game since what, like 2006 or something? So the league definitely was helping them out.
They were able to hold the ball for the final 4 minutes. That's a hard thing to do.
They ran it right up.
They had the field goal doink. There's the dark magic.
Yeah, the doink was awesome.
Like the team, I feel like you can really never count out the Commanders now because field goal doink and they had that Hail Mary against the Bears. Like any fuck it, we need to win it right here play.
They have it. They do have dark magic on their side. I think they're definitely in God's favor.
Yeah,
I would assume Jaden Daniels is a big prayer guy, and I think he's probably been doing prayer well because God is smiling upon the Commanders. And I also think the NFL is maybe helping them out a little bit because they do want to erase the history of the last Washington team to make the playoffs. They don't want that namesake anymore.
I don't know. There's talks that could come back.
I think the league is anti
Redskin.
Yeah, you said it, not me, bro.
Yeah, people say
Jaden Daniels is the truth. He might be the savior of this league.
As a rookie, he's shining every big moment.
I think he's coming for that. He's another guy that next year, as soon as next year, I think he could be in the top 5. He could be in that fifth.
We got to slow our roll though because we said the same thing with Stroud last year.
No, I know.
Blues is a real.
I'm not saying he will be. I'm saying he could be. That 5th spot is up for grabs next year. And he's another guy. There's like 5 guys that could take it.
Love Jaden Daniels, but at one point in the season, people said MVP / better than Lamar Jackson. Kind of need to reel ourselves back into reality.
Offensive Rookie of the Year? ?
I'd say
Or is it that tall white boy over in
Denver?
No. Next as well, but Brock Bowers.
Las Vegas.
Over in Vegas, baby.
There were 3 great cases for Rookie of the Year. Brock Bowers would be awesome for him to win it. I think it's Jaden
I think
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels
But
is going to win.
Bo Nix put up a good fight.
He had a great year as well. I think he gets a lot more help from. I think Sean Payton is awesome.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
He's like another guy that I think like the Broncos elevated their ceiling this year, even though they went out kind of sad.
season for the Broncos.
Yeah, even though they went out kind of sad, it was a great year for them.
Yeah, you didn't expect to be here. You're working with a rookie quarterback. You have the most dead cap in NFL history. Like the fact that
Dangerous
you made it here is the accomplishment, and
100%.
So
they can hold their heads high for the season. As can the Commanders.
Season, it's like now we're going all in.
Yeah, and the Commanders, little 12-5 action.
Yeah.
Beat the Bucks away from home, so they prove they can travel.
Is there a better first name for your head coach than Dan? I think that's the best first name your head coach could have. And a head coach named Dan is going for it on fourth down.
Yeah, I love Dan.
Campbell,
I love
Quinn,
Dan Campbell.
You know,
I love Dan.
And they're playing each other.
They do love going for it. It's just going to be a 4th and 1 back and forth fuck
no
fest.
punts. They should just tell the kickers.
They should do a no punt game. That would be sick. It's like that high school football thing. Have you ever seen that? The guys that the coach is like, we never punt, and he just always goes for it. It's like 4th and 23 on their own 9.
Whenever I think of punt, I just think of Caleb Williams telling the Bears punter, "We're not going to be punting a lot."
Did you see that Hard Knocks clip of they like were on a Hard Knocks, and the punter was like, "Yeah, I love the enthusiasm." Like when he came in, he was like sent me that text, but he like said something like funny, like, "Yeah, I've kicked the ball like 62 times." I forget exactly what he said, but it was like I remember just seeing it. It was like some sort of like comment because like obviously he punted a lot.
Yeah.
But no, the Commanders Bucks game was definitely the most exciting. I'm super glad that I got to watch that front to back. We got
Lattimore versus Evans matchup.
Yeah, and Evans scored and got to talk his shit. Mm-hmm. And then, you love it when a game comes down to the wire. All the other games were just kind of like even the games that weren't over by like the end of the third or like halftime seemed like they were over. Like the trailing teams never seemed like it was like they could do something here.
Yeah, there was a lot of hope for a comeback.
Yeah, like the Packers and Eagles was like I wasn't very hopeful for the Packers. Like it never seemed like they were really going to do anything. Mm-hmm. But that game obviously was back and forth till the end, and the doink to win is always a great way to end. And the kicker stressing out. I didn't know they went through like 6 kickers this year.
Yeah.
And so they're on their 6th string guy.
Well, Sieber was injured, and that guy's nasty.
Yeah, and then they've gone through like 6 guys. And he's like adjusting his sock and like can't stop quaffing his hair as he's walking out. Oh my god. I would have been so scared if I saw that as like a teammate. I'd be like, "Yo, bro, chill, man. Relax."
Do you know why Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans hate each other?
Off the top of my head, I don't. Baby mama drama?
Kind of close. Now, this is an unconfirmed story.
Okay, this is definitely a lie.
This isn't no. Unconfirmed story, but apparently back in the day, Marshawn Lattimore's dad dated Mike Evans' mom, and then it kind of ended poorly, and then Mike Evans, is going to back up his mama, and then
obviously
on the field, that's why they hate each other, and they get into all those skirmishes and stuff.
That's awesome. I believe it.
Yeah. Sources unconfirmed. It's an unconfirmed
What are your
story.
Sources?
It's an unconfirmed story. So I just want to
still have a source.
It's unconfirmed. They want to remain hidden.
Okay, fair. It's someone in the locker room.
It's family.
Someone in the locker room.
No, it's family.
It's the mom.
It's alleged family. Yes, the mom.
It's alleged family. It's his stepbrother.
No. It's someone in the locker room. I'll be honest. But yeah, Bucks. Todd Bowles. I think he's a terrible coach.
Yeah, he's not very good.
They
had some really bad play calls.
He's not a. If I was in the locker room, I just don't think he's like rallying the boys up.
Also, they run like design. I don't even know. They might have only done this like twice, but it seems like they run a lot of designed QB runs for Baker.
Yeah.
And he's not that athletic. It's like I like Baker when he runs because he's kind of like a fullback and he's like just loves dropping that shoulder and running into dudes. But it's like I don't know if it's the most effective way to use your 2nd and 6.
Yeah. I agree. I thought the defense that was displayed just wasn't the best. Like the blitz wasn't effective. Villa though,
Vita Vea is
solid.
a
He's
beast.
dog. He stuffed every single Commanders running back.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you had the Baker fumbling the snap. I thought was really interesting was so Baker Mayfield is top 5 like statistically in quarterbacks for
Yeah.
this year. Why make him only throw the ball 18 times? That's a very low amount.
Hmm. I
Like,
think the Washington has a good D line.
but their pass
But
defense and run defense like isn't necessarily elite by
they
any means.
but they were also nursing a lead for like not a huge lead, but I think
It was
I
like
think they
4
went up
pointers,
17-10.
7 points.
I think it
Yeah.
was 17-10. Might have been even 17-7 at one point. Maybe not. But like they were kind of nursing a lead in the second half, and that's one thing I hate about play calling a lot of the time in the NFL is even if they're only up one score, they just
Yeah.
start running the ball like right up the gut to try and kill the clock, and I'm like, step on their fucking necks and just chuck a deep one to Mike Evans, Mr. 1000, baby. But
Is that being a little bit overplayed though, Mr. 1000?
super. It's like
Also, you did say Mike Evans is not a lock for the Hall of Fame. Has that shifted at all?
no, I don't think it has. Is Mike Evans a lock for the Hall of
First
Fame?
ballot lock guaranteed.
Maybe just on like that counting numbers like 1,000 every year, but like I feel like you need to. I don't know. I just don't
100
think
touchdowns.
I don't
Never had
think
a
he
season
had.
below
Yeah, he'll
1,000.
probably make it, but I don't think he had like the elite 5-year window that most of the Hall of Fame guys did.
All right, I guess we'll see. I mean, I think 99% of people will say first ballot lock. We got the one hater over
Really?
here. Yeah.
Comment down below. Do you think Mike Evans is a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Okay,
I
we'll
don't
go
know.
to Rams
I don't think
Vikings
so.
Monday night, 27-9. Sam Darnold, welcome back to McDonald's game.
Yeah, no, fries bag. Immediate fries bag for Sam Darnold.
He probably played his way out of a Vikings uniform.
100%. Well, it was already. I think it really kills like the conversation around like
What
what are they
give
gonna do
him?
next
Yeah.
year? Because it's like I was like what like they had a real decision on their hands. So like obviously they drafted JJ, and I've heard they think he's like
He's going to be
really good. And so it's like, do you do that? But you all at the
You
same
just stumbled
time,
upon a guy.
at the same time, you just went 14-3 with a guy who had a great regular season, like
Yeah.
protected the ball, and now there's I would say almost no conversation around it.
Yeah.
Darnold is either a backup or you have to let him go.
Yeah.
You cannot start him, I don't think, after what you saw. But I also think he played himself out of a contract elsewhere. I think Sam Darnold could have gotten like
No, he has a spot somewhere.
no, he has a spot. But what do you think his contract? I honestly
Like
think
that was
he
just
lost
a bad playoff game,
and
so-
a bad
but he
game
could start
last week
somewhere else.
against Detroit.
Yeah.
I think he lost himself $10 million a year. I feel like he could have gotten like a.
I thought he would have gotten like a Baker Mayfield contract, which is like a 3-year, $100 million.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like he could have gotten like a 3x90, and now he's getting like a 3x60, 65.
Yeah.
Like because I don't think anyone's paying him like a franchise guy after seeing that. Because I also think if you're smart, you would understand how vital Kevin O'Connell was to his success.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have one of these new age, like really creative, great play callers, Sam Darnold is going to be closer to Jet Sam Darnold than
7-year bump.
Vikings Sam Darnold. So
Yeah.
I honestly, I think he lost himself a lot of money, and it sucks because he seems kind of cool.
It was fun to ride the hype train. I mean, he finished statistically top 5 in the NFL. So it was like 6 years of dog shit finally getting the good year.
Let's do a Darnold versus Mahomes like graphic
side by side,
but like the player A, player B. Who would you rather have for the next 10 years?
Blind ranking.
Yeah.
That the Vikings O-line did play horrible though.
Terrible. I think I saw.
How many sacks do you think there was?
Oh my god, it was brutal. 9.
On the nose.
Oh, really?
Did you see my screen?
I didn't see your screen. I did. I watched the full game.
When they got to 7, I was like, oh, okay, we'll probably end the game with 7 sacks. Then there's 2 more. I'm like, oh wow, okay, like it's just a fucking sack fest.
No, they were. Yeah, it was insane. anytime like you thought the Vikings were kind of going to start getting it going, like they had like, if they got like a good run to Aaron Jones on the outside, he got bottled up actually.
Yeah.
But like they did have some completions to like Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson.
TJ Hawkinson had a good
TJ Hawkinson. They were like, oh, okay, maybe they can march down the field and do something with them.
Yeah.
With this, and then it would be like, whatever, they'd run like a fucking screen for like 5 yards. It's like 2nd and 5, and then Sam Darnold just gets like absolutely crippled, like 13 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden it's like 3rd and 20. And now they're just cooked. I can't remember, or I guess I can remember, 9 on the nose. But like the amount of times when the graphic was like 3rd and 15 plus was absurd.
Yeah.
Like it was they were always getting backed up. And the O-line did not play well, and Jared Verse is an absolute dog.
Mm-hmm.
He was destroying them. Those two Florida State boys, Verse and Braden Fisk, or Fiskey, however you say it, they were absolutely lighting them up. And also shout out to the Rams defensive coordinator. I forget his name, but I feel like he was
showed up.
He was dialing up pressure from like the cornerbacks. Like,
yeah,
like he had a really creative game plan and it worked. It wasn't just like he was switching it up, like rushing 4. They were like dropping their they were like dropping Verse into coverage and bringing like the safety in the library. I don't know. It was weird. I know they played really well, but
when it matters most, playoffs and the Rams just go.
I know, and I trust Matthew Stafford. He absolutely tore them apart on that first drive.
Yeah. As soon as I saw
the first drive, I was like, "Oh, the Rams are gonna destroy them."
Yeah, I sent out a tweet saying I'm one of the sickos that bet on the Vikings.
I bet on the Vikings. Yeah. I bet on the Vikings too.
So
I made all my money. All the money I lost, I made back on the FanDuel Bills.
Yeah,
Bills
that was a good free bet.
Shout out to my dad. He texted me about that. He set up his FanDuel account over Christmas break. Got $100 in bonus bets from it. But I also think the O-line sucked, but Sam Darnold actually held the ball way too long.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
He would not. I think he was nervous about like making the like costly interception or something, because he would not just like let it go, and they would play replays, and there was a few times. There would be a few times when he like there was guys open, or at least open, like as open as you get in a playoff game, and he would just not pull the trigger. And you could see him like clutching it, like wanting to do it, and he just seemed nervous.
Yeah, it was tough all around. The worst probably was there was a fumble from Matthew Stafford. Vikings defense scoop it up, run it into the end zone, would have tied the game, and then it gets overturned.
What are your thoughts on that? What side of that did you stand on?
I thought it should have been a touchdown.
Really?
But it's so neck and neck. Like, I see what he means, but like, I don't know. I'd have to relook at it and see how close Puka Nacua, because he was the receiver that it was intended.
He was right there. I think if anything,
watching it live, it looked like it slipped.
No, I disagree. I thought immediately he threw it. Especially in the replay.
Intentional grounding is what should have been the call.
It's weird though,
Kevin
because
O'Connell's
like
swearing on the sideline. Like,
obviously, he's just throwing it into the ground. But Puka Nacua was legitimately 2 feet away from because the play was supposed to be like Puka came over. He like came in. I forget what exactly. Puka came in motion from the left, and then like I think did like a chip block or like pretended to block, and then slipped out and turned.
Yeah.
And the ball did land right by his foot. I think if anything, they have to change the rules of the intentional grounding of like, if you can't fucking see the guy you're throwing to. I don't think it was a fumble though. As soon as I watched the replay, it's like he's getting dragged out, and you can see him push his arm out.
It's not like a hard snap though. It's kind of like
no, he didn't snap his hand, but like he definitely did. Like I don't know.
Like that could have gone either way.
You know, if it was like who is an idiot? If it was like Zach Wilson, I probably would have said that's a fumble. Because but like Matt Stafford, he's got the wherewithal and like he's got the athletic instincts to be like, I'm about to go down, I'm going to chuck this into the ground to save the 5 yards we'd get on the sack. Fair. That's my take on it. Matt Stafford masterclass.
The call being overturned though definitely like stun-locked the Vikings. It took away all the excitement and hype So yeah, it was just
For sure knocked the
horrible.
wind out of their sails. Because that would have tied it up, right? 10-10.
It would have been 10-10, and now you're thinking, okay, tie game. Obviously, the Rams had a great opening drive, but we're like right back with them now. If the D can tighten up, like we're still in this game.
Yeah, at
And
that point, it was like Stafford, I think, was like 8 for 8 or like 10
yeah,
for like
Stafford
he
went
was like
demon mode.
so it was like yeah, if they scored that, it's like this game's gone as well as possible for the Rams, and we're tied going like whatever that was halfway through the second quarter or something. Yeah, it could have changed the complexion of the game, but I think they got the call right. To be honest, it was the intentional grounding thing's weird, but aside from that, like I don't think it was a fumble. I think he
Yeah.
threw it.
All right, we'll do a quick preview of the divisional round. We'll start in Kansas City as the Chiefs play the Texans. Rest versus rust. That's kind of the motto of the game.
I almost want to pick the Texans because like I feel like they've been getting, especially CJ's been getting like a lot of maybe not hate, but like he had a down year compared to his rookie year after everyone kind of anointed him as like the next great quarterback and like expected
Yeah.
him to take another step, and he
They
actually
said
took a
black
step.
Tom Brady.
And really, who said that?
They.
They. And he actually took a step back. A lot of injuries, especially to the receivers.
The path hasn't been easy.
No. So it's like, but I almost feel like, they kind of beat up on the Chargers. Maybe are they having another redemption arc? So
I like to
that
think of
being,
that, but then I also remember they scored 2 points against the Ravens.
yeah.
So
That being said, give me the Chiefs.
yeah.
I feel like the Chiefs just, I don't know.
The Chiefs
the
need
Chiefs
to
are
avoid
just
the turnovers.
the
That's
Chiefs
the
are just the
kryptonite.
team that if you pick against them, they win.
Yeah, I would
It's like
never
dumb.
bet against the Chiefs.
It's dumb to bet against the Chiefs because they have their like dark voodoo shit,
Yeah.
and Mahomes like all of a sudden just like turns into Mahomes in like the last 5 minutes of every game, and just like almost always finds a way to win. I think the Chiefs are like weirdly the most underrated team
I
in the
actually
playoffs.
do agree.
They're
They had the best
they're
record.
pretty much 15-1.
Yeah.
They played Carson Wentz,
And
which also
purposely lost. So
yeah,
Bengals didn't make it in.
also I think Patrick Mahomes maybe has an MVP case after seeing
No.
how good Carson Wentz was with the Chiefs. They lost like 36-0 or something to the Broncos.
I think the people are underestimating the Chiefs. Like, this is a team that back-to-back Super Bowls,
and they're 15-1 when their team plays.
and they have Patrick Mahomes, which means I'm a Super Bowl contender.
Exactly.
I have that guy on my team. It seemed like
Their
the
defense
entire
is good,
year.
Too.
Defense is phenomenal. That's going to be
Their
that's what
calling
my
card.
X factor is for the
That's
game.
their calling card.
I think the defense is going to swarm CJ Stroud. They're so good at pressuring. Mind you, I said that for the Chargers defense, but this time it's different.
Well, this defense is also like tried and true though. Like they've won Super Bowls. Chris Jones is that guy.
The Chargers don't have a Chris Jones on their team.
No, but I think also the
is scoring an issue for the Chiefs though? Not a single game more than 30 points.
I mean, it's definitely an issue, but it's just like Chiefs playoffs, Mahomes.
Yeah.
For some, like it's just like it's based off literally nothing that I'm just not worried about the Chiefs until they lose a playoff game. I'm just gonna pick them in every playoff game.
Yeah, I think they're like a 8.5 or 9-point spread.
Really?
Yeah, something pretty high like that.
I think I would take the Texans spread.
I think of
sure.
Texans because Chiefs don't blow teams at the water.
No.
But my whole analysis of the Chiefs season is it seems like the offense in particular have been playing on like cruise control.
And now they're going to let them go.
Now it's playoffs. It's like now it's pedal to the floor.
Yeah, no, I'm not too worried about I think I would take Texans spread though if it's 8.5 though, because the Chiefs don't beat teams by a lot. Also,
a little bit worried. Are the injuries becoming too much for the Texans?
On the offensive side of the ball?
On both sides, honestly.
Who got injured on defense? I didn't see that.
Before it wasn't in the Chargers game, but going into the Chargers game, who got hurt? They had a couple injuries. Wait. Gus Edwards? Headshot Gus Edwards. Why does it say that?
He got shot in the head.
He's on the Chargers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, headshot. I thought you meant he was injured and the cause of injury was
Yeah, so they're playing
headshot.
with none of their cornerbacks. Jeff Okuda, D'Angelo
He's a
Ross.
bomb.
Um,
No, Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter.
yeah, Derek Stingley is solid. Will
Is
Anderson.
Lassiter injured?
Um, it doesn't say.
I don't know. I think I still like them to cover the spread. I just I believe in the Chiefs so much in the playoffs, but I believe in them to score on their last play to win by 4.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the Chiefs are going to blow them out. They played earlier this year, like I forget when it was. It was like week 13 or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs won, I forget. It was like a classic Chiefs game. It was like 27-21 or something.
Yeah.
It was one of Mahomes' better games of the year. He kind of picked apart their secondary, which if it's beat up, might be a little skeptical about that. And I looked at it today. I think CJ Stroud threw 2 picks against the Chiefs defense. So Chiefs might have CJ Stroud's number. They have a super
rust
good
versus
defense.
rust. I mean, Patrick Mahomes hasn't played in over 2 weeks.
That's true.
So,
but he's used to these moments, man.
I hope
big
so.
Patty.
My
Mahomes
theory
better fall short a couple hundred.
What I want to happen is if the Ravens can't win, then I want the Chiefs to win because I don't want
I don't want the Bills
I'd
to
go
win.
Rams because I don't want a quarterback who hasn't won a Super Bowl to win one before Lamar. So if
Fair.
Mahomes wins it, that's awesome. If Stafford wins it, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm down with that as well.
Scenario,
I don't want the Bills to win.
That's worst case.
That is worst case because
Ravens,
their
Bills.
fans are
Bills, game of the year.
Up to this point, yeah. Other than what was the game? I don't remember. It was 2 shitters. Game of the year, matchup of the year, the 2 MVP candidates.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Some people think that Josh Allen is an MVP level talent.
Yeah.
I don't really see that. If you look at their numbers this year,
Josh Allen can't win MVP this year.
When you have Lamar at a 40-4 touchdown interception rate, 40-8 or something.
The 5th best QBR season.
And Josh Allen has less touchdown passes than fucking Baker Mayfield or some shit.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, the Josh Allen glazing has gotten a little OD. He's super good.
He's amazing, but the glazing's so hard where it's hard to root for it where you're almost
and you can't
hating on it.
You can't have an objective.
But now I feel like everyone likes Mahomes now.
Yeah, but you can't have an objective conversation against Allen because if you're hey, I don't think he's the best thing since sliced bread, all these fucking crazy Bills fans are who are so unhinged. They're all I'll fucking jump through a table for him. He's the best player that's ever lived.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is my queen. Pump the brakes, bro.
He's good, but even this year, he has flashy plays, but it's not anything unreal. I mean, his defense has helped him out a lot.
The defense is being sneaky good this year.
He has the best O-line in the league, and people don't talk about that enough. When you have that, it means you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly, bro. They're he has no receivers. Bro, if your O-line is super good, any receiver can get open if they have 8 seconds to work with.
My whole thing with the Bills is it's this victim narrative where it was supposed to be a rebuild year. The only thing that kind of left was you lose Stephon Diggs, who couldn't get 100 yards last year, so it's not really you're missing too much there.
They also replaced him with Amari Cooper halfway through the year, who Stephon Diggs is better, but they're a similar type of player at this time of their career, where it's I don't think Diggs would have been that good this year on Buffalo. He's a good player, but I think Amari Cooper's a decent player as well. He hasn't been great for the Bills, but he's a serviceable wide receiver. And if you have 3.5 seconds to throw, that's all you need is a few serviceable guys.
If I'm James Cook, I feel like I'm 50 Cent in the terms of open the computer. People are saying Josh Allen MVP case because he has nothing to work with. It's why are they saying fuck me for?
Yeah.
James Cook is super good. He finished last year 3rd in rushing yards. So you're coming in with an RB3 and then a tight end 5 in Dalton Kincaid. Kincaid wasn't the best this year, but you're going into the year with a lot. Just because you lose Stephon Diggs doesn't mean it's a full rebuild year. And if you have the best O-line, a top 3 running back, and the best or the best O-line and a top 3 quarterback as well, chances are you're going to be a fucking good team. You're playing the shittiest division in football. Like,
and the only reason that narrative was out there is because these crazy Buffalo fans are trying to push this Allen narrative. Oh, if he does it this year with no one, oh, Josh Allen, oh, if he does it, he lost Stephon Diggs, who has a worse receiver in the room than us. He might be better than Mahomes. Shut your trap. He's not better than Mahomes. He's not better than Joe Burrow. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. He could win MVP just because of, like, voter fatigue.
It's voter fatigue.
If Lamar had never won an MVP, there wouldn't even be a discussion about it. He clears him in terms of his
My favorite thing is when Lamar's QBR is below 110, the Ravens are 0-5. When Josh Allen's is below that, they're like 5-2 or something. Which means that
Lamar clears.
Yeah. Which means that when Lamar doesn't play perfect, they lose. If Josh Allen doesn't play perfect, they win. But I guess we talked about the game. Last time they played Josh Allen got benched. So
what was the game? 38-10 or something?
Yeah, 10-31
maybe. They killed them. The Ravens beat up on them, and I think that's Josh
Allen looks horrible.
But I also think something that's being overlooked in this matchup is the fact that the Ravens destroyed them, and it wasn't like it's not like it was like they hit some deep balls and it might have been like a fluke. It was like Derrick Henry rushed for like I think he ran for like 190 yards in that game or something. The Bills already don't have a great rush defense. I think they're like middle to lower of the pack in the NFL. And when you're facing one of the NFL's top rushing attacks, some would argue that's not ideal.
Yeah, they were missing some key players on the defense. I know Matt Milano wasn't playing. But honestly, I want to say fuck Matt Milano. People talk about him like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ or that he's Fred Warner. He's none of those. He's super mid.
He's a good run stopper.
Like, he's not the X Factor. Like, he's not the... Like,
no, it's not like, oh, we didn't have Matt Milano. Now Derrick Henry's shaking in his boots.
Yeah. I don't think
Derrick Henry's licking his fucking lips. He's gonna run through his fucking chin.
I don't think teams are like when they're game planning like, hey, we gotta watch for Matt Milano though.
Yeah, I also lied. The Bills have a pretty good rush defense.
Are they like 11th?
Yeah, it's 12th.
Yeah,
but still, the Ravens have the number one rush offense.
But we're a very bad pass defense. That's where it gets
scary.
I'm worried because when I see Brandon Stevens guarding a wide receiver 1 on the team, I'm like, it's over. We are so gonna lose. But lately,
Nate Wiggins' coming out party.
Nate Wiggins is amazing.
Clemson legend, bro. Clemson legend.
He got a pick 6.
Yeah, I saw that. He's a GOAT, bro. He was a Clemson GOAT.
Pretty much though, the way the Ravens win this game is no self-inflicted wounds. We can't have flags.
You gotta play clean.
Yeah, which we don't. We're the most flagged team in the football. We're the dirtiest team in the NFL.
That said, give me the Ravens.
Yeah, but that said, give me the Ravens. Give me their points. So no self-inflicted wounds. John Harbaugh needs to not smoke crack before the game. And the Ravens need to run the ball and really control that clock. That's the only way they win. And keep Josh Allen off the field.
Yeah, which comes from running the ball. I think they have to have a really similar game plan to what they had against the Steelers, which is busted up their fucking gut for 10 minutes to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
Try and go down and land the first blow. Even if you don't score 7, if you can show that you can hold the ball and sustain a drive and that Derrick Henry and Lamar can just option down the field, I think that'll scare Buffalo a little bit into like especially Allen, who when he gets down or kind of gets a little rattled, can play hero ball and think like, we have to outscore them. I got to make something happen. I think if the Ravens prove that they can hold the ball for a sustained period of time running it, and there's nothing really the Bills can do against it or about it, I think you could see Allen start to press and maybe see some of his turnover struggles come to the surface if he's thinking like,
and we'll see Allen.
Yeah, if he's thinking like, look, they can do an 8-minute drive just running the ball. I have to make every possession count. Could lead to him trying to do too much, which he kind of used to do a lot more than he does now. But I could see that potentially happening if the game goes that way. But I think it does all land on the shoulders of the Ravens rushing attack.
It's unknown if Zay Flowers will be there. If he is there, then Ravens by 1 million. If he's not there, then Ravens by
1.5.
half a million. The Bills haven't lost at home yet this year, and John Harbaugh has the most road playoff wins. What do we do with that?
I mean, it has to favor the Ravens, right?
Ravens by 1 million.
They don't. I mean, yeah, the Bills don't know how to deal with adversity. Clearly, Highmark Stadium. Those fans. Bills, fuck Bills fans. It's so. I never had a problem with Bills fans until like Canadians like learned what the NFL was, and now all of a sudden in fucking Hamilton, Ontario, everyone and their mother is like a diehard Bills fan. Because, like, it's not that far to cross the border and sit in snow.
Fuck that. Be a Lions fan.
Relax, bro. Just choose a team. You live in Canada. You don't have to choose a team near you. It's like the Bills got kind of good, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, I love the Bills. It's like, relax, dude. Choose a different team, man. You don't need to dick ride just because, like, your uncle all of a sudden went to one Bills game because, like, he, like, can't afford to go to a Leafs game or something. Like, fuck off. Relax.
Okay.
Ravens
by 1 million. It's going to be game of the year.
What's the spread? It's minus 1.5 for the Bills?
When the lines opened, the Bills were favorite. It's shifted to the Ravens being favorite now.
The Ravens
are
favorite?
But it's a pick-em. It's 50-50. It's a 1-point game.
Taking the Ravens outright.
I'm taking Ravens alt spread.
7.5.
7.5.
More
right. Than a touchdown.
Book it.
Yeah.
Ravens alternative spread 7.5. Kickback 20% profit if you bet that. You're welcome. Okay. This is not gambling advice.
Commanders, Lions. It just doesn't seem like the Commanders could pull this one off. But they do have dark magic on their side. But it's just this one's gonna be too hard.
It's tough. The Lions are really good. The Commanders
are gonna have to rely on Daniels' legs.
Yeah, it's going to need to be a Jaden Daniels masterclass if they want to have a chance. The
Montgomery will be back as well.
No, he won't be.
There's talks about it, yeah.
Really? I thought there was talks of him being back for the conference championship. That would be tough because with that two-headed rushing attack and the receivers on the outside, it's a really hard offense to stop. And also,
He's expected to be back for the divisional round.
The Lions' defense is not the best unit in the world. So if Jaden Daniels...
They're just banged up. If the starters were there, it's
I don't think they're coming back.
Alley-oop.
Alex Anzalone or whatever is back, but I think a lot of the guys are still hurt. Yeah, he's scary, bro. Did you see the photo he posted of his arm?
Yeah.
It's like, this is what it looks like when you get surgery. I was like, sick, bro. Didn't care at all.
He had a quote on the thing. It was like something to do with like everyone wants to be hard, but when it's time to do hard shit, like no one wants.
That was like the caption on his like arm post.
Yeah, that was a gross photo though.
It's disgusting, man. It was just
pretty hard.
A line of blood. It was fucking sick. I'd post the exact same thing that happened to me.
It reminds me of something where like someone would post on their story of like their injury, being like, "Don't snap back if you know you know."
Like grade 9.
Yeah.
You get stabbed in the driving park. No, but I think the only thing that would give me pause is that Jaden Daniels has the ability to do so much. Like if he's on his game, he's one of those guys who can improvise and can do so much against a beat up defense that maybe they can put points on the board. But I don't think they can.
They have to go band for band.
I don't think they can hang with the Lions. I don't think they can go band for band. I think the Lions are going to put up 30 plus. And
I think
it'll be
main difference maker has to be the Lions running backs are so good and the Commanders run defense is horrible.
Which I said it was good earlier. So.
Oh, did you?
Shout out to me.
I sure saw the
but then I remembered. I know.
Bijan, like,
I literally looked at it. I looked at it today. It's like the 29th rushing defense.
Yeah, they're bad.
Earlier when we were talking about the game, I was like, they had a good rushing defense.
The only way the Commanders win is band for band with touchdowns, and hopefully the defense can make a stop, and then they can kind of get a lead. But
Yeah, they need like a turnover or something early, I
you
feel
need
like.
to hang
Or
on with
maybe,
them
like,
and then get the game-winning fucking. I guess you won't do a field. No punts
give me
allowed.
35 for Detroit. And
That's it. I could see this game. Like, I mean, Detroit is one of the high-scoring offenses. They average like 30-something points.
give me 42
to
to
3.
34.
Okay.
No, 42-27. 42-27 Lions. Exact score. Kickback 20% of profits. This is not gambling advice.
All right, we'll go to the last game. Eagles-Rams.
This is a cool game. I like this game.
Could be a
This is
good game, or it could be
go either
a
way.
shit stomping from the Eagles.
I love the way the Rams played last night.
I know, but that's how they get you in. As a guy who frequently bets on the Rams, they play really great, and you're like, oh shit, let's double or nothing it, and then they fuck you over.
Okay, but since the Rams
Since the wildfires have
was it?
started, the Rams have been
undefeated,
one of the best teams in the NFL, if not the best team in the NFL.
That's true. They also, since their, I forget what it was. It's like the last like 5 weeks of the season or something, or I guess 6, including this. They're like 5-1
Yeah, they
in their
got
last
hot.
6 games. I think since losing to Detroit or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe
No, they lost to
they
Detroit
lost to
week
Philly.
1.
Let me find it.
I think it was the Philly loss.
I think it was a loss to Philly. That's why I was like looking at it.
The Eagles just need to get off to a quick start. They're horrible at scoring in the first quarter. You can't rely only on Saquon, but the Eagles' defense is just going to be a problem, man. Quinion, dog. Cooper DeJean, dog. Darius Slay, dog. Like Jalen Carter, dog. It could be a little too much because the Rams' O-line's also not the best.
No, I think they might beat up on that O-line. But I also, like, Matt Stafford goes through waves. When he's in his bag, which he is right now,
yeah,
he is a guy that can audible at the line, get blitzes picked up, and also get the ball up quickly when the blitz does get through. And they have the guys that you need to throw short passes when it's blitzed, and they can make something happen out of it. Like Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they're both going to work in those dirty areas underneath, catch the ball, push through for a first down. Also, what it was is the Rams lost to the Eagles, and then they won 5 in a row before losing to the Seahawks in the last week of the year, which I don't know if they rested a bunch of guys in that game. I would assume they might have.
Week 18?
Yeah.
They benched everyone, pretty much.
So the Rams are pretty much 6-0 in their last 6 games as a team.
Yeah.
So they're getting hot at the right time, and I feel like there's some turmoil in Philly.
If Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford get funky, it could be a good...
There's some turmoil in Philly right now with the quarterback situation, that book. You see what Jalen Hurts said about the book?
What did he say?
He said, I've seen him holding the book, but I've never seen him reading the book.
There's
pretty much accused A.J. Brown of being illiterate. That's not a great thing for the quarterback-wide receiver relationship. I don't think. I've never been in an NFL wide receiver room, but...
Actually, I'm going to pull up... A.J. Brown did address it in a tweet.
Oh, that's always good. Oh, the book?
Yeah.
Didn't he just say, like, he does it all the time?
This game is 90% mental and 10% physical for me. I bring it to every game, and I read it between each drive. I use it to refocus and lock in despite what may transpire in the game, good or bad. People tend to create controversy when they don't know the truth. Why did he say good or bad?
Yeah, see, I mean, that didn't help your case at all, buddy.
If you say good or bad, it's bad, right?
Well, I mean, I could translate the tweet. He basically just said, I read when I'm stressed. Jalen fucking pissed me off. So I looked through a passage. Is that not what he said? I'm like 80% sure that's what that was. I like the Rams. Give me the Rams. I think there's turmoil in Philly. The
most likely upset would be the Rams beating the Eagles.
I don't love it, but the Rams are hot right now. They've done it in the playoffs before. Sean McVay and
Cooper
Matt
Kupp, though,
Stafford
is
and
MIA.
Cooper Kupp.
He
But
has not been active. Now, I want to run this
Puka
by you.
Nacua.
I want to run this by you about Cooper Kupp. Other story unconfirmed. The reason why Cooper Kupp is not getting enough targets/catches is because he fucked Matthew Stafford's wife. Unconfirmed story, by the way. Thoughts?
That's interesting.
He had one catch yesterday.
I know. Stafford was dumping it to the tight ends a lot, which worked.
Mm-hmm.
What do I make of that? Matt Stafford seems like the type of guy that can put personal differences aside when he's on the field.
So you don't think Cooper Kupp fucked his wife?
I never said that.
Oh, okay. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
I would lean in the direction of no, given that it's probably not true. And I don't know who the source is.
Unconfirmed story.
And Kelly and Matt seem like they have a great relationship. But I'm not in the room. And if you have sources in the room, they may know better than me. That said, I think Cooper Kupp comeback game of the year next week, 85 plus receiving yards, and the Rams win. Matthew Stafford 250 plus in the air. Book that. Not betting advice.
All right.
It's kind of scary though, because I think Saquon could also go for. Oh, that's why I found that they won their last 5 games. Because I was looking at their last game, and it was the game that Saquon rushed for 255.
Yeah. So that might be a problem.
All right. Give me the Eagles. Now, fuck that. This is a different beast. The Rams, they found themselves after that game. They got embarrassed. And then I feel like they had a couple players-only meetings and said, fuck that. We're not going to let that happen again. They rattled off 5 in a row. And then they just kicked the shit out of the Vikings, who also had a good rushing attack. Aaron Jones had a good year. And now they're in their bags, and they're looking to go back to another Super Bowl. Give me the Rams. Also, they're doing it for the city of L.A.
Wildfires.
Shout out to L.A. and all the first responders out there.
We are going to actually be donating 10 grand from the show's profits to the wildfires.
Exactly. You guys are absolutely killing it. I hope for all the best for LA in the future. Hopefully the fires have subsided. Also, side note, it also has to do with the fires. I don't know if LA can practice at their stadium or not because of air quality.
Right. They are in Arizona right now.
No, they flew back last night.
I just meant like that's where they played.
Yeah, right after the game, they flew back. And they were saying they don't know if they'll be able to practice. But I think they have the power of like protective services on their side. Shout out to the LAFD for working hard. And I would assume they're going to fly a bunch of them out to the game or something next week. And you know, firefighters get fucking rowdy. So,
yeah, it'll be
give me the Rams.
It'll be good.
I'm going to take.
Give me one Super Bowl prediction. The winner.
Wait, one sec.
Okay.
I'm going to take 27-24 LA wins it.
I'm going to go 28 to
25.
28 to 17 Eagles.
Oh shit, we're a little off on that one.
Yeah, no, I think the Eagles are really fucking good actually.
Me too.
I love to just point out random bullshit for them, but they are fantastic on both sides of the ball and a real Super Bowl threat.
Yeah, 100%. I also just got super bored watching the Packers-Eagles game and really enjoyed watching the Rams play yesterday. So that might factor in. Okay, one Super Bowl prediction.
Who's going to win it? We have 8 teams to pick from.
Your 2025, or is it 2024? 2025. 24. But it's the 24 season. How do they do that in the NFL? Look up 2024 Super Bowl champion. Is it the Chiefs or were they 2023?
It says it was the Niners.
You definitely looked up Super Bowl 24.
This will be the 2024.
5, right? This is 2024?
Yeah, it's whatever the year started in.
Okay, your 2024 Super Bowl champion, and still
Actually, no. I mean,
your Kansas City Chiefs. I just don't want to bet against Kansas City until they lose. I said it already. It's like the same. It was the same thing with Brady. It's just like so annoying to root against them because it seems like they always win. So I'd rather just root for them and be like, woo, I got it right. Smart, man.
Your 2024 Super Bowl champs, if it can't be the Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles.
But the Ravens, though. You're not picking the Ravens?
I just want to, because people might say,
fake-ass fan.
I think the Ravens will win it this year.
Okay, pick the Ravens then. Fuck the people who are going to say, oh.
Fine.
Stand on it, bro.
Ravens-Eagles matchup. Ravens win.
Yeah, and my matchup is Chiefs and Lions.
The 1 seeds.
Yeah, okay. Chalk. Chiefs Rams. Chiefs Rams.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for coming on, Brody.
Thanks for having me, man.
Next time. See y'all later on the next one.
Dope. Next week.